Hey guys, Steven here, Fanatic Perspective. Going into the weekend, week 4 of college football. A lot to look forward to. Want to talk some ball, talk about what we expect to see from Texas, from Arch Manning, this offense, our last tune-up game versus Sam Houston State. What I expect to see, what I want to hear from you guys, what we expect to see. So I want to start with our game, and then I want to get over to the other big games this weekend because we have a lot of scouting to do, especially considering our first two SEC opponents, which are Florida and OU. Both have massive games tomorrow. Uh, OU and Auburn. Auburn going to Norman, Oklahoma tomorrow is playing in the 2:30 slot, so they'll be playing midday before we play. And then Florida and Miami will be playing at night while Texas is playing. So definitely have an eye on that game while we're playing, as Florida will be our SEC opener when we go to the Swamp. So uh, some ball, some interesting ball. You know, we got other big games too. We got Nebraska versus Michigan Michigan going to Nebraska. We have Illinois going to IU, Indiana, which is a really big matchup in the Big Ten. So we're going to learn some more information this week. We're going to learn a lot more about these teams, some intriguing matchups here in college football. As you guys come into the chat, y'all know what to do. Hit the like button, subscribe. It's free to show love, the whole bit. I appreciate everybody that comes through, whether you're subbed up or not, whether you're here to hate or not. This is fun for me. Just getting away from trying to find peace in this crazy world. Quite frankly, it's fun to come here, get distracted, and talk with you guys, and talk about our favorite dumb teams over here. So, Ed B, what's up? Ed B said, "Does Arch need a sports psychologist?" I think most players need a sports psychologist, honestly. So my answer is yes. Now, if we want to get technical, there is a difference between a therapist and a psychologist. Very, very different things. But I understand the sentiment. And if you guys ever watched that show Quarterback on Netflix, thought it was always very, very enlightening to see one Kirk Cousins showcase, be vulnerable on camera and showcase when he first came on board. At that time, it was when he was with the Vikings. Now he's with the Falcons, but when he was with the Vikings and he was learning a new offense, and they had a really bad game against the Eagles, and he was just having a lot of problems on the field, just didn't feel like himself. And he showed that on film of him going and seeing a therapist and talking through that and just trying to find that, you know, uh, what's that movie, Inception? Trying to find his totem, right? What is reality? Where's my totem? That's what Arch needs to find. Arch needs to find his totem. If y'all have seen Inception, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That is I didn't think I'd be talking about Inception 4 minutes into the freaking live, but here we are Friday afternoon. Ed B, you brought this out of me, so I blame you. But but you're right. I mean, we will see. I think Sark has been more also insightful about, hey, the player behind the scenes is playing well in practice. He's doing what we're asking him to do in practice. We are confused as to why he is getting out there on the field and doing that, right? And so I think it's encouraging. He's like, hey, he practiced well again this week. Like he seems to be in good spirits. To be fair to Arch, and I know I've made jokes about the NIL. It's made jokes about all this type of stuff. They are paid athletes. They are paid handsomely. But in all seriousness, I am proud of Arch for taking accountability. I have not heard him make a single excuse. I haven't heard him say anything that I'm like, you're that's cap, or you know, trying to play this card or that card, or blame a team. Like, he has been fully accountable that his play has not been good enough. I even think he went so far as to say, I'm used to being accurate. I don't understand. Like, it is something that it is definitely mental. I think when you watch the film, you know, I personally really went in on the analysis that QB school JT O'Sullivan did this week of the Texas UTEP film of the Texas offense. I thought it was a cathartic experience watching that, really, because for me, it was like, okay, Sark is not the problem, and from a standpoint of are we scheming people open? Does the offense work? Now the run game and the offensive line is a whole different conversation. That I don't know we can fix. Fortunately, we're playing a terrible opponent this week. So if there's ever, this is like a scrimmage on Saturday. Now they don't need to treat it like a scrimmage. Let me be clear. They don't need to treat it like, they need to go out there and go BTA. But the opponent is that bad. And when I say a scrimmage, this is like, yo, job openings are on the line. As far as I'm concerned, we're still looking for a left guard. I said it. Okay. No disrespect to Connor Stroh. No disrespect to NATO. We're looking for a left guard. So as far as I'm concerned, with Cole Hudson out, center. I'm sorry. Like, the interior offensive line play has been shitty. It's been shitty. The tight end blocking has been shitty. Even the run calls that Sark has had have been proper run calls for the scenarios. This is execution and people being soft on film. And then you couple that with the quarterback being in his head. Now you got a mess. But when you watch the all 22, beaters are there. Look at the we talk about the first plays of the game. All 3 weeks we've played, we've had what we wanted first play of the game. And we even tried to be safe last week, and then Baxter got injured with the hamstring after running for 7 yards, and he's gone. We ran jet sweep pass against San Jose State. We could call for holding. We ran boot concept sail route to more naked, wide open. We throw the ball in the dirt. So, like, this. Now, if we want to have a question about Sark as a head coach and just managing the team, yeah, the beaters are there. The offense on paper should be working with what you're calling. But do you need to dumb stuff down? Do you need to condense some things? Do you need to make things easier for your players to consume? At some point, if they're not executing stuff, even if it's open, how do you adjust? Right? And so I want to get into that conversation as well, because I've talked with some of you behind the scenes, and Sark is very anti athlete ball, right? Just turn your brain off and let's just go moss people, or let's just really dumb it down. Like, he's really not into that. But I think this team needs some of that. Marlon, we've been talking about this. I don't know if you're in here, Marlon, but we've been talking about this all week, bro, behind the scenes. Like, at some point, even Arch, right now, they just got to be athletes. Like, and let that do the talking, because the defense is getting their confidence from just being better than people. I mean, the flip side to this for me, and this is just my personal opinion, and some of y'all aren't going to like what I'm about to say. Marlon's here. Okay, good, because I need you to back me up on this. The defense is playing great. They have done everything I could ask them to do for over the course of these 3 games. We want to talk about individual players and certain things that they got to work on, sure. We want to talk about the penalties, sure. But overall, as a collective defense, PK, all of them, they've been fantastic considering what they've had to work with against the opponent, considering the field position that they've given to our offense, the way that they've graded out. Their grades are outstanding on Pro Football Focus defensively. Everything looks good. Y'all aren't going to like this, but the defense really hasn't been tested yet. And I'm aware we played Ohio State. I'm going to say it again. The defense hasn't been tested yet. We played Ohio State in August. Yes, we played at the shoe. But you think about that game, they had the training wheels on Julian Sand. And because our punter was on the money, we were making Julian Sand play out of his own end zone. They really haven't been tested. They saw 20 throws in that game. And when I say tested, I'm talking about the quarterbacks that really are going to be full menu attacking, looking to attack this defense. So my whole thing is this. I believe the defense is really good. I'm not saying that I think they're going to get exposed or anything like that. But what I'm saying is we cannot be so one-dimensional and hope that the defense is going to bail us out of all these games. We cannot be like that. We cannot be like that. So, I mean, Ohio State ran about 30% of what they will run when they get to conference play. They were extremely conservative. And to be fair to Ohio State, all they had to do was get a lead and they could sit on it. They didn't have to do much. And the defense, what we did play against, played well. But we are going to get tested. And here's the thing. I told y'all this last year when everybody got mad at me. Okay? And Bevo, I know you disagree, but hear me out, bro. Just hear me out. Hear me out. Everybody got mad at me last year. Before the Clemson game. Y'all got mad and were like, what? Clemson's going to score 24 points? And I said what? Clemson's going to throw the ball? I actually know that score exactly right because I knew we had not seen an offense like that. And I knew when they came to DKR, we had not been challenged like that. And when they got here, they were able to move the ball consistently and put up points and throw the football effectively with Cade Klubnik. I know my team. They had not been tested last year. Arizona State. Now they held up and they played well enough in those games to obviously win the game. And they were good enough to win a national championship last year. My point is this though. In those games, our offense rose to the occasion. The offense definitely rose to the occasion at home against Clemson to help the defense with that margin. But that was not going to be a game. Some of y'all thought we were going to hold Clemson to one touchdown. Some of y'all, I have the receipts. Some of y'all thought we were going to shut out Arizona State. But when you play the really good teams, they're going to probably score like 20-something points. So you're going to need your offense, A, to have the ball, and B, to attack their defense and put up points too. Like, we can't be in this situation where we're just expecting the defense to be great, lights out every single week. Like, I expect them to play good ball every single week. But what I'm saying is we cannot go to Dallas. Listen to me. We cannot go to Dallas and think that we're just not going to let John Mateer score. That's not realistic. That's not realistic. You're not going to go to Dallas and try to win that game 10-7, bro. We need to get this shit right. And I don't know what we're going to find with the offensive line. I really don't. But if Arch can wake up, if we can get Arch going, I think we can work. We have enough to work with offensively to try to get back on track as we're trying to find this offense. Because right now, I don't think you can go into into SEC play as is with the way this offensive line is playing. The film is trash. They can't set the edge against G5 teams consistently. We had two backs carry the ball damn near 20 times last week. Neither of them averaged 4 yards a carry. Neither of them. And they weren't running bad either. That's with them breaking tackles. Now, tomorrow, I'm just going to say tomorrow is going to look like we're gangbusters because Sam Houston State has 65 new players on their roster. A lot of them are freshmen and sophomore and guys that they had a mass overhaul after their coach went to Temple. And Phil Longo is in a complete rebuild. Think about it. We are playing a school tomorrow that has 65 new players. It's not going to be pretty. Okay, that's why the spread is still high, considering even as inept as we've been defensively. That's why the spread is still high. So we need to be mindful of, okay, what's the delineation between, okay, we're playing with confidence, we should execute against air, we look good, okay, we have some confidence going into SEC play, right? But also, what do we also have to kind of discount because of the opponent? And we won't really know until we get to play the better teams, right? Some of the things I really need to see in short yardage, we got to have it. We got to run the ball. Even tomorrow, like we cannot keep getting stuffed. We cannot keep having negative plays. We cannot keep having the troubles we've had. Look, everybody was encouraged, myself included, about, oh, I thought we ran the ball decently against Ohio State. Well, yeah, we did, technically. But Ohio State was playing coverage. That wasn't part of their game plan to stop the run. They didn't care. They gave it up to us until they needed to. We didn't get shit against Ohio State when you needed to run the ball, when you on 4th and 2s, on the goal line. That's when it matters. We got no dirty yards against them unless it's quarterback run. So yeah, we ran the ball in between the 20s. Whoop-de-fucking-do. They're playing coverage. Wake up. They're playing coverage. They were giving us that. They were giving us that. And when they needed to, when they actually wanted to play run fits, they shut that shit down with ease. With ease. We got to pay attention, y'all, because we will get exposed if shit does not get cleaned up. We will get exposed. And then we're going to be relying on the defense. We're going to be relying on this. I hear OU is relying on hero ball, 100%. Here's the thing. OU is in a very similar boat offensively. I'm going to highlight this comment because I'm going to make a point here, Bevo. OU is in a very similar position with us offensively. The difference is their quarterback thinks he's the best fucking player in the country, and he does not care. And I don't think that what they're doing is sustainable. I want to make that explicitly clear. Their schedule after Kent State might be the hardest in the country. Go look at OU's schedule after Kent State. Here's the thing, though. I don't care about Mateer's usage right now because we play them early. If we were playing OU when we play A&M, that's a different story. I don't know if the boy's going to be healthy by then, but I think the boy's going to be healthy the second week of October because we play them. Then they play South Carolina, LSU, Tennessee, Alabama, and all these other schools, right? Can they continue to run this type of offense? The only other person, and if they continue to get away with it and use him the way that LSU was using Jaden Daniels when they had Denbrock, and they can get away with it. LSU did that, and Jaden Daniels won the Heisman. So we've seen guys do it in the SEC. Let's not act like we haven't seen that either. But is that sustainable? Probably not. But we can't. Our game plan can't be, well, he's just going to get hurt. Nah, you got to assume, especially in October, that he's going to be there. And yeah, they're playing. They can't run the ball with that. We actually probably run the ball better with our backs right now than OU does with their backs. I think that's without question, statistically speaking. They don't have stellar wide receivers. Now pass pro wise, they're starting to pick it up. Fasusi and them played well in the Michigan game, but their receivers aren't crazy either. It's Mateer. It's him. But do I think that our defense is going to be good enough to create turnovers on him? Yes. Do I think we're going to shut down some of that stuff that they're doing? Yes. Do I think Auburn might be able to shut some of that stuff down tomorrow? Potentially. But here's the thing. We can't be the offense that showed up at Ohio State and the offense we've seen the last, because they'll just be, because our defense will run out of, it won't be fair to the defense. Eventually they'll just run out of gas. Like that happens to everybody. That will not, guys, this season, I said it on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter, by the way, in the Longhorn community. Homer put the stat out there. We are 4th in the nation in average starting field position. Do you guys understand what that means? 4th in the nation. We are starting on average at our own 37-yard line. We're basically we're 13 yards away from the 50 on average when we start our drives. We are starting damn near at the 50 every drive. And we have these type of struggles. That is not fair to the defense. That is not fair to the special teams. We have got to capitalize. And this bullshit about us taking the ball and not scoring, what is it, 2 touchdowns since 2022 or 2023 on opening drives? All of that has to, I mean, here's the thing. We are quick to point out other people's flaws and other teams and all that, because as people are fans in here first. I get it. I can be, but objectively speaking, if I took off my Texas hat and I just looked at ball right now, Texas has work to do for me to feel good about OU onward. Now, Florida's a different story because Florida has hella problems too. And we'll see if they've cleaned up anything post LSU going to Miami, because what I see in that Florida team, I don't see a confident offense either. They don't look confident. But Mateer, the thing with Mateer is he is very confident. And the difference between Mateer and Arch right now is Mateer will throw a nasty ass pick. But the boy act like he don't care. The boy will come back on the field like he just threw a touchdown. That's the difference. Whereas Arch will come out here and he's thinking about things a million miles an hour. If we could just get, again, if we got the Arch from last year that was loose, was just out there ready to ball, we'd be straight. Even with the run game problems, even with the soft-ass offensive line. We got to find some offensive linemen because we soft right now. I'm not trying to call that. The film says they're soft. The film says that. It's nasty, and it needs to get cleaned up. They need to come out there like tomorrow night, man. And I know it's funny too, because tomorrow night you're gonna see like Sam Houston State might be the worst team that we've played in the last 5 years. They're that bad to me. I know they've put up some points and some like against Hawaii. Like they've also played bad teams, but like this is not UTEP or San Jose State. Those schools will beat them by 14, 2-3 scores. Anyway, let me talk to you guys. I'm ranting. Who knows what Texas will see in Gainesville? Yeah, we that's why I'm not. I do think we're going to be able to fluster. I think we can replicate a lot of the things that LSU did against DJ. Now, we also may be seeing a desperate Florida team coming off a bye as well. Florida, especially, let's say Florida gets their ass whooped tomorrow. Now, when we play them, they're playing for their season, bro. because they'll have a bye week as well. So now when we come to Gainesville, they're playing for their seat. Like if they get their ass whooped tomorrow, it'll be very interesting because they're going to try to make some wholesale changes over that bye week. Now the team might be cooked mentally by then. Who knows? Whereas no matter what we do, I'll be honest with you, no matter what we do against Sam Houston State tomorrow, we won't know how far we've come, especially on the road. This is only the second time Arch has started a road. We won't know until we get to Gainesville. We really won't know. Arch could throw for 6 touchdowns tomorrow. That doesn't tell me anything about what we'll see when they get on the road. And also the environment in Dallas. I think they know they've lost margin already. I mean, because the LSU game, it's not like LSU's offense was lighting the world on fire. They were right there. What was that game, like 20-10? Lagway threw 5 picks. If my guy threw 5 picks and we only lost by 10, bro, that's nasty. Do y'all think that we have a quarterback development problem in college football? Who's balling like that in college football right now? Carson Beck's balling. Mateer's balling. Who else? That freshman from Cal's good. Guy with 3 names. He's balling. Taylor Green's balling at Arkansas. Have they played anybody? I don't know. Oregon looks good. Dante Moore looks good. I like Mendoza, but his test is coming tomorrow. I'm gonna hold on. I like Mendoza balled out last year at Cal, but I gotta see Illinois, especially against Illinois DBs. Mateer's not an old head, guys. Y'all know Arch is older than John Mateer, right? By like a day. Arch is technically 1 day older than John Mateer. John Mateer is not an old head. Carson Beck, I'll give you that. Pavia, hell yeah. And get Pavia out of this sport. I'm done with him. After this year, you got to go, bro. I don't want to hear about you trying to play your 7th or 8th year of college football. Yeah, nah. Mateer is not an old head. Mateer is technically younger than Arch Manning. What's up, Bean? Thank you for the super chat. Like I said, we will be a team kicking 9 to 12 points a game and hope the offense can go get 21. Our defense will be glad the season ended. Bean, I'm hoping we can wake up. We can wake up, brother. Bean, I'm hoping we can wake up. I'm hoping we can wake up. So Mateer, here's the thing. This is Mateer's 2nd year as a starter. He played all of last year at Washington State. The year before, he was Cam Ward's backup at Washington State with Arbuckle. Mateer was Cam Ward's backup at Washington State. He was not the starter. Cam Ward was the starter. Cam Ward transferred to Miami. Shout out to Shannon Dawkins. He's been killing it over there. Offensive coordinator, Miami Hurricanes. Ends up producing a number 1 pick in Cam Ward. Carson Beck sees that, says, hey, let me go work with Shannon Dawkins. Or Shannon Dawson, excuse me. I don't want to screw up the brother's name. Shannon Dawson. So he goes and works with Dawson. And then Mateer stayed with Arbuckle at Washington State when they were in the Pac-2. And that's where he got all those reps last year. The thing is, he went to OU with his coach. Same thing with Devin Dampier at Utah. That's a big game tomorrow, by the way, as well. Utah and Texas Tech in the morning. But Utah did the same exact thing that OU did. They took Dampier and they took the offensive coordinator and the running back from New Mexico and brought them to Utah. They did the exact same thing. But Mateer hasn't been a starter for multiple years. No, he's actually younger than Arch. Maybe Texas needs to go get a quarterback for Washington. No, I mean the difference, honestly, if Arch had played all of last year, we'd be in a different boat. But he had an incumbent in front of him in Quinn Ewers, who we know why was playing. Is Barron Morton? No, Barron Morton was what, class of 20. Anybody that's in the 4-year window, I'm not going to say that they're an old head. They're not like COVID QBs. Like Pavia is a COVID QB. What's this? Blake Shapen. Those are COVID QBs. Those are old heads. Blake Shapen's old as shit. Okay. Zach Calzada is a COVID QB. Zach Calzada, I think, was at A&M in the last decade, if I'm not mistaken. Or am I tripping? He may have been there at the same time Kellen Mond was, and he's still in college football. Maybe I'm tripping. But I could have swore Zach Calzada was at A&M in like 2019. Shapen's old as shit. Calzada's old as shit. Pavia's old as shit. Those are dudes that can rent cars on their own. Haynes King is a COVID quarterback, yes. Weigman, no. Weigman was class of 2022. So he's Weigman was the same class as Klubnik. Remember, Weigman was before Quinn reclassified to 2021. They were all in the same class. Weigman was class of 2022. So I don't count Weigman as again, if you're 2022 to 20, this would be your senior year if you didn't redshirt, right? If you didn't redshirt, this would be your senior year. That's not old head to me. That's normal in college football. What's not normal is people that have been around for 6-7 years. That's not normal. The like old boy that was playing quarterback at Oklahoma State last year. What was his name? Alan Bowman? Was that guy's name? He's about 37. So there's been some old heads hanging around. Devin Dampier's nasty. Yeah, Arch is in year 3. Arch was in the 2023 class. Arch was in the 2023 class. And then you had Calzada was class of 2019? Jesus. Calzada was 4 years before Arch in 2023. That's crazy. He was pre-COVID. And he's a starting quarterback in the SEC. That's crazy. Those are COVID quarterbacks. Devin Dampier is cold. That's a big test for Texas Tech tomorrow. Big test. Uncle Blake Shapen. Oh, appreciate that, Broderick. Thank you, sir. Bean said, yeah, Zach is 24. But anyway, back to Texas before I get to the other games. Who else needs to step up on the offense? Because you're right, Big Tex. I haven't felt like this in a long time, but I'm like, damn, A&M got better weapons than we do. Mario Craver, forget how you feel about Marcel Reed, because some of the A&M fans don't even Forget how you feel about Marcel Reed. That was a big ass win they got at Notre Dame, and the A&M weapons are real. Craver is real. Concepcion is real. Terry Bussey is real, and you got backs. We don't have no damn Mario Craver on our team, and if we do, where is he? Mario Craver right now, literally, I think is in the lead for the Blitnikoff. He had 200 yards against Notre Dame after having back-to-back 100-yard games against Utah State and whoever else they played. Like that guy's already almost halfway to 1,000 yards. Then you got Concepcion, and they got tight ends. The guy that caught the game-winning pass was tight end. But that's also, Marlon, what you're talking about why don't we use our athletes more and be a little bit more free-flowing, right? Instead of just always having to run the offense. On fourth and ball game, Marcel Reed was scrambling. Really wasn't anything there. Notre Dame, to their defense, actually had everything initially covered. But what did he do? Oh, my 6'7" tight end is being covered by a 5'10" linebacker. Go moss that guy. He just lobbed it up there. I don't even know how good that tight end is, but I know he's big as shit. And the guy that was guarding him was 5'10". And it was fourth and game. We don't ever use our tight ends like that. How come our people aren't getting those opportunities? Are you telling me there's not times where if we just had all these big ass people out there that there's somebody's not going to get matched up on a 5'10", 5'11" guy that you can just go get? I see LSU do it every other week with Trey'Dez Green. Now, granted, he's a basketball player. It's a little different. But the point is, at some point, it's like, yo, you're 6'6", bro. Go box that guy out. I'm going to throw you a jump ball. Scramble drill. Just be an athlete. Be an athlete. You're better than that guy. He's 5'10", bro. I don't know. We never used JT Sanders like that. We never did. As good as we were. I tell people this all the time. We threw JT when I say a fade, right? We threw it to him in the seam, worked him in the seam. But in terms of, it was the Alabama game, 2022 at home, where we actually flexed JT out the same way LSU flexed Trey'Dez Green to get a one-on-one, even with a corner, didn't matter. Because it's like, yo, we're about to play bully ball. Even with the corner, box him out. I'm going to throw it up to you. Either that or back shoulder. We did that one time that I can remember off the top of my head with JT Sanders, and he got a pass interference against Kool-Aid McKinstry in the Alabama game. I never saw us do that ever again. So, I don't know. I should have put money on Tulsa. I'm not seeing the game right now, but Oklahoma State is 1,000% cooked. No, Marlon, we've talked about it, bro. We just gotta we gotta. If y'all ain't gonna hit the scheme all the way, then let's just be athletes. We gotta do something. Arch's best plays are when he's just out there being an athlete right now. Whoa, what's the negative? What's the negativity towards JT Sanders, Victor? Soft. Victor, what are you joking? What? I don't understand. I don't get that one. I don't agree with that either. ZT said, Steve, I know we kind of joked about the bubble screen to start the game last year, but do you think we need to go back to settling our QB in early? Marlon said we got to start hooping. Yes, we do. We have people. Parker Livingstone can go moss people. Ryan Wingo can go moss people. Soft hands. Oh no, he does. I mean, he had great hands. JT still has great hands. He caught like 7 balls last week in the NFL. But when I hear soft, soft and football player normally don't go together. But anyway, the bubble screen thing. Great question. I've been getting this asked a lot. My boy Joe, I talk to all the time during the week. I said, "Hey man, why aren't we running more screens?" Can I be honest with y'all? The screen game is a big fundamental part of Sark's offense, regardless of who's playing quarterback. The problem with the screens, even bubble, the problem is the players have not been blocking. Screens are only as good as your linemen and your perimeter guys blocking. They suck right now at that. Your tight ends suck at that. They suck at it. So, yeah, you want to open the game with bubble? Sure, it's probably going to lose 5 yards. Last year, we were really good at that. You know why? Because Jake Majors was able to get out in space. Kelvin Banks was one of the best tackles I've ever seen getting guys in space. That's why they weren't just great in screen, they were great in outside zone. All those guys. And they communicated well. We don't communicate and we don't get guys in space right now. That's why you haven't seen the screens like that. We tried to do an end around last week to Ryan Wingo, and we had Niblet as the lead blocker, which is not even fair. I'm not even going to blame Ryan for missing the guy, but he freaking missed the guy, and Wingo got nailed in the backfield. Those are those type of plays. They don't do it well. So you want to throw bubble screen. The only person that I trust as a perimeter blocker is DeAndre Moore. But if he's not present, Emmett Mosley's not here. We haven't seen him yet. We tried to do, think about it. The first play of the game, y'all talking about screens, right? The first play of the San Jose State game, we ran technically, it was a jet sweep, but it was same concept. And Parker Livingstone held. We got called back. So the coaches, I'm telling you, Sark and them are like, I call this, we're going to be in 2nd and 20. Because you either don't know how to block, you're either going to miss the block, you're going to hold. And then my linemen don't get out in space like they used to. They don't. And then we had Niblet pulling. I don't know why he was the lead blocker. He completely missed the guy. It's just so yes, screens would absolutely help get him in rhythm, blah, blah, blah. But the difference is when you watch other people run screen, like, for example, Notre Dame, CJ Carr, they run screen to somebody. Great House can seal the guy, right? Like, they got a good block out there. Their tight end will go get somebody. Right now, I'll be honest with you. Nick Towson can block people. He's also whiffed a few times, but for the most part, he has the right attitude and the right spirit about him. But I've been very disappointed with Jordan Washington's blocking. Jordan Washington looks soft right now on film. I don't know what's up. I need to see more because the brother is hella talented. But he's out on the field. You think, oh, we're big 12 personnel. 12 personnel, when people are running 3 high, you should be mauling people in the face. We watched the QB school thing. We were trying to run power. There was nobody within 3 gaps of the center of the nose and the end that was playing wide technique. And they stuffed our shit with nobody there. Because we have no communication and guys are just going out there trying to find, and they don't block anybody. Spencer Shannon didn't touch a soul. The guard fell down. This is what's happening. And then we wonder, and then the running backs are having to cut back at the line of scrimmage. Like, it's a mess. This is against UTEP. I'm sorry. Texas offense, I know I sound negative, and I am. I need to see so much better to where they earn my trust back. They got to earn it back to me. Because Sark says it, you are what you are, man. They got to earn it back to me. I can't lie about what I'm seeing. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna be yeah. I'm gonna. I want them to win. I want to be wrong. I want to hope that. Oh wow, they were able to flip a switch. Oh wow, they were able to flip. All of a sudden, we out here just mauling people. I think we're going to put up 40 no matter what. I think that's how bad Sam Houston is. If we don't, then oh my goodness, I don't want to. I don't know if I'll be able to do a live after the game. If we look like if it's a 31-20 game or something, it won't be. That team is bad. 65 new guys that are all over the place. Their leading receivers, they're running back. That should tell you everything you need to know. Not that our leaving, not that we're setting the world on fire offensively either. But yeah, you know, this is going to continue to be a thing about the OC. My pushback there, because A is twofold. A, it's what Sark loves to do. It's what Sark loves to do. The coach said when he gave it up at USC, he didn't feel like himself. And he said he would never do that again. It's what he loves to do. Whether I agree with it or not, whether I think he could lock in more as a head coach, it's what he said he loves to do. Number two, I don't think that the offense has been bad. I think he has called the offense rather well, considering that I have an explanation. Now that I've really dug into the film, I have an explanation for why he's called everything. He knows he can't run screen right now. So he's not calling it. That's a good play caller. If they can't do it, don't call it. But I got to be able to do something. And the stuff that he is trying to do, it's there. It's open. He called power when he's supposed to. He called the run plays when they were in the 3 high. He did everything they were supposed to. They are not executing. He can't account for DJ Campbell falling down when he's pulling. He can't account for that. That's not in my mind when I'm calling, power or guard taco counter or whatever, like GT counter. Not accounting for that as a play caller. The beaters are there. Now, if we want to have a conversation about, hey, Sark, the kids aren't executing. I'll be honest with you. Y'all have questions about Sark as an OC. It's fair. It's also fair to say this. Only one man has freaking done it and won a natty in the last 25 years, and it's Jimbo. That's it. Only one person. So even if you like it, it's like, damn, theoretically, history tells you there's a cap, right? All the other guys, like Ryan Day, broke through when he decided to give it up. He gave it to Chip. Now it's in the hands of Brian Hartline. But Ryan Day, of course, he probably, all these guys have ego, right? They all think that they that guy as a play caller. That's the other thing. That's an ego thing. The coaching clinics, that's where you flex. But the thing is, Sark is like, yo, my beaters are there. Watch the film. Everything's open. They're missing it. But maybe that's when you also need to lock in as a head coach and figure out, hey, forget the crossers right now. Let's just go maul some guys. Let's go be athletes. Forget all the complicated shit. Wingo, don't worry about running across or whatever. I'm gonna put you in a position to either you're gonna run a slant, we're gonna get the ball in your hands quick, or I need you to just go moss this 5'10" guy. I'm gonna get you out here on him. Forget all that stuff. I don't want you thinking right now. I need you playing fast. Maybe that's that, right? But for me, y'all ask about Sark as the OC. Wingo has dropped layups as well. You're absolutely right, Bean. He has. Not all Arch. Arch has hit this man in the chest a few times. And he's also not helped his quarterback out where he could have. Sometimes it's as subtle as sitting down in the zone and not carrying, right? You carry against man, you sit down against zone. I shouldn't have to tell you that, right? Parker Livingston is playing fast. He is. He gets it. He understands the offense. Sadly, we missed him on some easy beaters last week. He probably should have had another 80, 100 yards last week with what he got missed. Dalen McCutcheon was missed. I feel bad for that young man. There was one play that QB School highlighted where he was naked wide over the middle field for like a nice 25-yarder. And the quarterback checked it down for 4 yards. So, hey, I don't know. But I'm going to get to this point. Y'all say y'all want a new OC, blah, blah, blah. Regardless, it's not going to happen this year. We're in this season right now. The play caller is not going to change. It's going to be Sark. Right? So if you're talking about an OC, you're talking about a future. You're talking about something either next year or 2027. Like that may not even happen under Arch Manning. They did come here. They signed up for this. The Mannings, that is. They signed up for this. For Sark to lead this and for Sark to call the plays. My question is, what the hell are the position coaches doing? It's time to call out Kyle Flood. It's time to call out Jeff Banks. It's time to call out AJ Milwee. What are they working on? Why are you guys so bad at the technical stuff? What is being worked on in practice? What is lacking in practice? Because I don't see this bullshit on defense. I don't see this nonsense with PK's group. Those guys seem to be buttoned up over there. So why are you guys buttoned up with your technical stuff? Why is the defensive line monsters and so physical and the offensive line is soft? It doesn't make sense to me. What is Coach Baker doing in his room versus what Coach Flood is doing in his room? What is Jeff Banks and them doing in their room? Why are the tight ends whiffing on blocks on a consistent basis? What are they doing? Because I see Sark drawing up the beaters, but the beaters aren't going to work if y'all can't do football activities. If y'all don't take the right lateral step, if you're not communicating, where's the communication? My boy Charlie was hitting me up. He was like, bro, when Jake Majors was at center, you watch the games, you see him pointing. You see him pointing at the mic. You see him pointing. Hayden Connor, him and Hayden, they were pointing shit out. Kelvin Banks is like, hey, if he slides over here, I'm going to take inside, outside release. You got it back? Everybody was talking. I don't see no communication with the offensive line. I don't see anybody talking to anybody. And then they're like, oh, at the end of the Ohio State game, we lose because Brandon Baker didn't get the call. I don't see them talking. Of course, the boy didn't get the call. He's way on the other side of the offensive line. But at some point, it's like, Coach Flood, what's our plan for comms with the guys up front? Who's in charge of that? I understand we have a new center. I understand that, but like, is Arch supposed to be doing those things? Is he the one calling out who the mic is? I'm saying this because they look lost when they're going out to deploy. If it's not gap scheme stuff, like gap scheme is different because you're in this gap, you go and you just fire off. But when we're running ours, whether it's inside zone or outside zone, any type of zone concept, they don't look like they know who to go after or who to pass off the double team to go get the backer. They're just miscommunication. Too much. That's not play calling. That's not play design. That's technique and execution and communication. All of those things need to work before we start getting to play design and play calling. Hopefully I'm making sense. Let me know if I'm making sense or if I'm tripping. I really feel like we are not communicating as well as we could. Versus the defense, like right now they got Taft playing this middle. I love what they're doing with Taft. But because Taft is in the middle, he gets to see everything. And so Taft is able to give them the answers to the test. So Jelani McDonald can fly. He knows exactly where the hell he's going. Okay, good. Okay, cool. Okay, we cool. Wherever the call is. Okay, you got curl flat. If he crosses your face, I got him over here. They talk about Manny Muhammad. Manny Muhammad and them. They said if Taft's not the Manny Muhammad's the second brainiac. He's constantly saying, "Hey, inside leverage over here, back or cheat this way." You see them talk. I don't see us talking on offense. It goes both ways. That's how you attack a defense. When you see a guy blitzing, you're like, "You got him right. Hey, or I'm gonna need this receiver to run his ass off." Do the players understand the concept of the play? Your job is to run this guy off so the guy coming on the dig underneath is naked wide open. And let's bang that. This is not deep. Ryan Day did not call the plays in the playoffs last year. It was still Chip. They changed their offense and they got, yeah, because Chip Kelly was the inside zone god and everything. But like Ryan Day he was more involved and they made adjustments. But that was a wholesale staff thing when they decided to switch to running counter and banging counter like crazy. They also made some shifts with their offensive line. But I don't think Ryan Day was calling play. Chip Kelly was still calling plays. Will Howard was a big part of that as well, by the way. Will Howard was a big part of that as well because he was experienced enough to always get them at the right play at the line of scrimmage or check into a right play or check out of a bad play. Bevo, let me ask you a question. This is a safe place because I agree with you. It should be DJ. What happens though, in your opinion, when the older guys are making the same mistake as the young guys, or they're like it should be DJ, but I don't see him. I see him still struggling with the same stuff he struggled with the last couple of years. He hasn't been bad. He's been average, and that's my problem. At this point, you're supposed to be a great football player, bro. I don't like it should be. I agree with you. It should be. It should Cole Hudson, it should be. I don't see them talking. Charlie brought this up to me. He was like, dude, Jake Majors, for all of the shit people gave Jake Majors, you could not get on him about being prepared pre-snap and understanding and having people go where they're supposed to go. And if I'm double team, you know who you're passing off to. It makes the game easier. We got to pay attention tomorrow. Maybe we'll start to see better comms. To be fair, okay, that's the beauty of the game. You can get better. You can fix stuff. Maybe come SEC play, they'll be light years better than where they were the last few weeks. What we've seen. So hopefully it gets fixed. Hopefully we start seeing people talking. Maybe that means that Connor Robertson has to be at center and Cole Hudson has to go back to guard and play left guard. Because I know he can maul. I know he's violent. I'd rather have him at left guard and I give up a little in pass pro because Connor Stroh is good in pass pro. He's good playing backwards. Problem with Connor Stroh, he has cement feet and he falls over. He can't run. And this was something I was really concerned with when I heard that he had all of a sudden won the starting job. Congrats to the player and the weight loss, all that. I'm happy for you. And if you earned it, you earned it. But like, to me, that started to scream, oh, we're going to be limited. If he's starting, we're going to be limited because I know his feet. The kid has cement feet. Go watch him. First snap of the game, it was either San Jose State or UTEP. He literally falls down. He struggles to move. Literally struggles to move. If you thought Hayden Connor had trouble moving, Connor shows it different, like way different. And I'm not trying to shit on guys. This is what was on film in high school. That was an issue. Cole Hudson. One thing I do know about Cole Hudson is he can pull and go and pancake a motherfucker. Like I know he can do that. So if he can't be a center, put his ass back at guard. Now I'm rocking. If Hudson's my left guard and Campbell, and then we just are young at center and let between Robertson and Daniel Cruz figure it out, I rather die on that hill. Because at least I think we're gonna be able to run the ball more effectively with that group. Because our left tackle's playing at a very high level, by the way. He's the highest graded player on the offense. I don't know what's up with Neto, man. Neto has the opposite problem of Connor Stroh. He's a beast going forward. He can't play backwards. And for them, the backwards part is more important because you're going to get the quarterback killed if you can't play backwards. That's what I hear. He can't, for whatever reason, he struggles in pass pro. He can't play going backwards. Whereas Connor Stroh, really good at it, great pass pro. But this is where now that they're going to let now that they're desperate, so now they're going to let Nick Brooks play, because Nick Brooks, if not for the Dewey, he would have already been playing and probably would have taken somebody's job by now, even as a true freshman. We need 5 people that are willing to be violent. We have a whole room of animals on the defensive line. I am so impressed with them. We got brothers doing stuff on the defensive line that I didn't even think they were going to be able. Like Hero Canoe as a pass rusher is what? But then they're over here going above and beyond in the defensive line room, and then on the offensive line room, we got one guy that can only go forward. We have one guy that can only go backward. If we combine the two, we got something. We have a right tackle that is very good in pass pro. Brandon Baker is actually very good in pass pro. He's grading very well in pass pro, but he doesn't have good play strength in the run game, and he has trouble moving guys. That's a problem as your right tackle. I think at this point they're like, bump the Dewey, bro. You're gonna have to play, because Nick Brooks was already making moves before the Dewey. Look, it was a low-key suspension that he was serving, but now look, it's all hands on. Can I be honest? And this is a family-friendly channel and all that. But we got the DUI stuff cleared up. I don't care where in the SEC he needs to play. If he was at Georgia, he'd be playing. Nick Brooks would be playing. If this is Alabama, Nick Saban and all them, we got the stuff cleared up legally. He needs to play. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We in the SEC now. He needs to play. I'm with the clips on this one. Let God sort it out. He can, because I know he's not soft. I don't think he was soft in the car when the police officer came, but that's a different story. But I'm sorry, let God sort it out. We're in the SEC now. If this is the Big 12, sure, we can suspend people, work it out, be the good Christian school, blah, blah, blah. Nah, bro, we're in the SEC. We don't got time for this. I need people that are willing to be violent when we go to Florida, and we can't hear. And you can't hear, and it's time to just go. Look, worst case scenario, you need to go knock out the person in front of you so we can live to fight another down. Those are the type of people I need in there on the offensive line. because right now the film is unacceptable. They are playing. It's unacceptable. What did Kirby Smart say in the locker room before the TCU game? I don't want none of that meow meow. I want some dogs. I need more dogs. I need more dogs. Kirby and them don't play. Nah, Nick Brooks, we gotta see it, bro. I know the brother's hungry because he's been sitting there stewing. Made a mistake. Don't do it again. But unfortunately, the brothers in front of you that have been playing have not been setting the world on fire. So now it's time. We need some SEC level aggression because I'm tired. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this. What's up, Brinsky? We need to connect, man. Let me. The good thing is, I'm gonna try to get up with you because we have a bye week coming up. So we have a lot to discuss. But shout out to you and your boys at Bama getting back on track, at least with Wisconsin. I have to touch base with you before y'all play Georgia. Oh, nice. We're getting our permanent teams. I mean, we ours are obvious, right? Arkansas, A&M, and OU. There's no way it's not going to be those three for us. The school I'm interested in with their permanent schools is Florida because I feel like there's a case for more than three for Florida, but it's going to have to be um, the Florida one's going to be interesting. Was 2018 Joe Burrow was average? Would we say that Arch is playing average right now? Was 2018 Joe? I'm just asking questions. Was 2018 Joe Burrow missing just wide open stuff? Some of the stuff that Arch is missing. I know the stats weren't pretty. Don't get me wrong. Stats weren't pretty. He had to grow. He hadn't played. He didn't play much at Ohio State. You got it, Onikuno. You got it. We got ours will be fun because we got a lot to talk about, brother. Hey, by the way, while you're here, since you're here, are you guys covering the 6.5 tomorrow? I got OU winning. I got OU winning. I think Auburn might cover that 6.5. I'm curious as your thoughts, and we're gonna see with Jackson Arnold because Auburn's been running the ball very well, very well. My thing is, um, I know BB is going to use very similar tactics that he did with against Bryce Underwood, right? A lot of double mug, a lot of those looks, right? Are they bailing? Are they coming? Jackson should be a little bit more familiar with it than Bryce was as a true freshman. The difference, I think, though, whether Jackson's hitting throws or not, I think one of the differences, and this is something that was impactful in the OU Auburn game last year with Peyton Thorne, is quarterback run game. My frustration with Michigan was they were, for whatever reason, they refused to run Bryce Underwood at all. They didn't leverage. If y'all watched the Michigan OU game, they like, and then last week they decided to run Bryce. They but they didn't run. They didn't do any QB run game. I was like, dude, when they're showing numbers like that, run the quarterback. Use the extra blocker. At least make BV adjust out of that look. They didn't do it. Auburn did do that a little bit last year with Peyton Thorne. I think it helped open things up. I asked that because Jackson Arnold has been running this year. They have been doing design runs. Jeremiah Cobb averaging 6.5 yards per carry. Yeah, they did not run Bryce until last week. I think you have to run the quarterback versus OU with what BV deploys, because they will eat. If they don't run Jackson Arnold, he will eat them up. Even with him trying to get the ball, even if he's trying to throw YOLO balls to Cam Coleman and Eric Singleton, it's not going to work. It's not going to be sustainable because OU is covering pretty decently. I like that freshman corner they got over there. What's that young boy's name? He should have been on the list. Y'all's young freshman corner. He's good. OU has a true freshman out there that's been locking shit up. But now he'll be tested tomorrow because this is Cam Guillory. Thank you. Guillory's nice. He'll be tested just like our guy Littleton was tested. Because Cam Coleman can get vertical, and then Singleton obviously is one of the most explosive players. So that will be interesting. But to me, the big key for Auburn offensively, they have to run the quarterback. That's going to help protect against some of those looks and keep them out of third and because when BB gets to those, walking everybody down and it's like double mug looks, it's gonna be nasty. It's gonna be nasty. Yeah, but no, I'm always down to collab. Yeah, you got to run your quarterback. You got to. OU is living off of that right now. Like that's the what OU is like. Yo, we go do it until he can't run no more. Like they don't have a choice. They don't have a choice. The only person that I'm seeing on OU that's run the ball with any type of proficiency outside of John Mateer is Blaylock. The rest of them are averaging like 2 yards a carry. Go look at the numbers. Jaden Ott, Xavier Robinson, Javonte Barnes. None of them have gotten going in the run game. It's not there. It's a combination of things. It's a combination of things, but none of them got going in the run game. It's been Mateer and then Blaylock. Blaylock looked good recently. But it's going to be interesting because Auburn has great personnel. They're not always well coached, just like last year. Last year they had, and the other problem I have with Auburn in this game is twofold. Because they were right there last year. They played at most points in the game. They outplayed OU, and then they got in their own way and did something stupid. And then you had the Kip 6, right? The other problem that was an issue for Auburn last year, and I don't know if it's been corrected because we haven't seen it, is the kicking game. Remember, Auburn missed a 27-yard field goal last year in that game. The guy, I don't know who their kicker is now, but I think he's only attempted like one field goal on the season, maybe one or two field goals. Is he going to be able to kick in Norman when you need points? That's a question I have for Auburn. Can they kick? But Auburn's run game is very good, and they're going to need to be able to run the ball against that front. And here's the other thing too, Onikuno, I need your take on this. Our Mason Thomas is out for the first half, correct? Because of the targeting last week. Or am I off base? I believe our Mason Thomas is suspended for the first half of this game. So we know, OU has plenty of depth on the defensive line. That's the strength of the team. But that is their best pass rusher. If I'm Auburn, I'm really trying to establish run game and then play action off of that to Cam Coleman and take my shots. He said, yes, he's out, but we're not sweating it. Okay. Auburn defense has been slept on. Again, but the problem is here. See, here's the thing, too. If I'm an OU fan, I would look at, I'm like, yo, the personnel is nice, but do they play defense for 4 quarters? Because I also saw, Sawyer Robertson put up what, 450? 400? I know they lost in Waco, but Sawyer Robertson was throwing the pill all over the place. Now one could say, hey, was Sawyer going off at the end because Auburn was up by a lot and they were kind of chilling? He wasn't throwing the ball like that at the beginning of the game. I don't know. But OU people might look at that and say, oh, there's food back there. Sawyer dog, don't disrespect. I just said he put up 400 against Auburn, but they lost. They Sawyer, hey Sawyer. The stats look nice, but they lost by 2 scores, brother. They lost by 2 scores at Waco. I think it's going to be a very, very close game. I think Jackson. Um, I want Jackson to play well. I think he's gonna. I think he's gonna have a nice day running. I still don't know if he's gonna be able to just especially on obvious. My thing with Jackson is I think he can throw the ball well on first down, like when they want to dictate when they want to throw. That's when Auburn has to be aggressive. Like Auburn has to be ahead of BV on early downs because BV their principles are simple. We're gonna try to create a second and negative or a third negative. Like it's obvious, right? So you have to be ahead of it, and you have to keep him off tilt. If you get into a thing like Michigan did, where you're just one dimensional, it's not gonna work. Sawyer ain't playing defense. Baylor got ran over. Well, I do think though, Onikuno, the difference with Auburn, because Michigan runs the ball well too. Justice Haynes is no joke. Obviously, he popped one on y'all, but I think the difference with Auburn is the receivers. Much dangerous, much more dangerous than the Michigan receivers. I think that's the big difference. I think the big difference for OU that we'll see are the receivers, right? Both of those guys are a big upgrade from what you saw versus Michigan, and then quarterback run. Again, last time I'll say it, I don't know why Michigan decided never to run, just not to run Bryce. I don't get it. That to me just made it so much easier for OU to just take. OU didn't even have to think about quarterback run game. So that'll be interesting. Baylor was like Texas when we played Arkansas in 2021. Now Auburn. My thing is Hugh Freeze and them. They can have some brain farts. That coaching staff. I don't trust them all the time in big games. They have more than enough talent to win the game. Auburn does. I can make the argument that Auburn has more talent on the field than OU does. But OU's at home. OU has the better quarterback. I think OU has a better coaching staff. And I don't see them doing, I just don't think OU's going to do dumb shit and get in their own way like Auburn does all the time. But Auburn so far, they've cleaned some of that stuff up. So far. We'll see. We'll see. I do think though, in terms of pressure on which teams to win. Because if you look at their schedules coming up, I'll actually pull this up for you guys. Y'all think Hugh Freeze is better than BV? Mm. To me, this is a to me OU, especially with I think y'all have a do you have a yeah y'all have a bye and then Kent State or something in there, or however y'all schedule is. To me, you want to be undefeated going into Dallas if you're OU, because OU schedule from Dallas versus us onward, I think it might be the toughest in the country right now. Y'all's schedule is ridiculous. Dallas onward. So right now, where you get this game, like if we go and look at let's bring up I'm gonna share my screen. We'll look at both schedules actually. Do, 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 do. Yeah, OU schedule after Dallas is. I mean, starting with Dallas, honestly, because every time we play each other, especially when we're both relatively good, um, we lose guys. Both like again, those are wars. You're gonna lose people. Not everybody's making it out of that game. Both every year we play each other, and we've both been good. Like that game when y'all beat us with DG, y'all lost Anthony and a couple other guys in that game. Like for the season, we lost a couple players in that game. All right. Let's bring up the. All right. So as y'all can see here, Steve. Hey, I'll take that as a compliment, Seti. I'll take that as a compliment. Uh, my naysayer. Let's see here. So look at the schedule at post basically. Yeah, so they have the bye week. So we'll put it like this. OU schedule's crazy. The only team that's not ranked after Dallas is at South Carolina. Yeah, y'all need to beat Auburn. There's no question. This is a must-win game. At home, y'all need to beat Auburn because this is nasty. At South Carolina, I know South Carolina's reeling right now. Just got their ass whooped by Vandy, but they did go BTA on OU last year in Norman. Ole Miss with Austin Simmons is no joke. That is at home. At Tennessee is tough the way they looked. Then you get a bye, and then you go to Bama. Now Jay told me that Missouri. I'm gonna hold Jay to this because he said it. He said Jay. I have that on record. Jay said that Missouri is was a guaranteed win. I have him on record saying that. Now, I don't think he was aware that Ahmad Hardy was going to come out looking like he was going to look. I was. And Bo Pribula looks actually playing better, playing quarterback probably in the top half, top third of SEC quarterbacks right now, the transfer from Penn State. But Jay said Missouri, I think he's maybe a little emotional off last year. Jay, if you're listening out there, you said that, bro. I got it on film. You said Missouri was a guaranteed win. So you do finish the last two games at home, Missouri and LSU. Pribble is definitely better than, yeah, he's better than Brady Cook and the other guy, Drew Pine. He's better than both of those guys. Yeah, people sleep on Drink. I'm not saying Drink's an elite coach or anything, but he's not bad. Like people act like Missouri was like a one and done team or whatever. Like nah, he's they recruit well and he hit the portal well. He got like we should have got Ahmad Hardy in the portal. We played Monroe last year. I said when we were prepping for Monroe last year, that freshman running back, how much do you want, bro? He would start for us. I said it. He would start for us. We didn't get greedy though. We did not learn our lesson from Ohio State at all. These dudes went and got a freaking Quinshawn Judkins. You know how good Judkins is? The guy just signed his contract last week. He's already starting running back for the Cleveland Browns. I've been screaming, like, come on. Well, we started acting like the Cowboys. We like our guys. We got Baxter coming back from a torn ACL. He's gonna be 100%. We like our guys. Ohio State didn't do that. They had Travion Henderson. They said we still gonna go get another dog. We do not care. We're not here to keep people happy. We're here to win. You know, this may be Marlon. We talked about this too. We may look back at this offseason, this 2025 offseason, and say, were we greedy enough? Were we greedy enough? Or were we too content? Were we too content with what we had? Now we were greedy when it came to the defensive line. Thank you. On defense, yes. They went and got some dogs. And it's paying off. I talked about them earlier. I hear you said I thought Hardy was that guy. And he's so far this season, he's proving to be. I don't think he's at Judkins level, but he's close. He's better than to me. I also look at the value. It's like, is he better? Is he noticeably better than anything you have on your roster? To me, Ahmad Hardy is. The guy ran for what 250 last week. 250 in what game? from Mizzou. We could use that. He getting brought down by no damn G5 safeties in the open field. He's housing those things. Man, we hey Marlon, you about to get kicked out, bro. Don't put this on don't put this on Emmaus. Don't put this on baby Emmaus, bro. The baby has nothing to do with Arch having the lights be too bright right now. The thing is, that is true. That is true. Judkins came from Ole Miss, so it was easy. It was easy to see because Judkins at Ole Miss that year, he had the same amount of yards as Bijan had his last year at Texas, so they knew. I'm with you there, but I just I feel vindicated because I said then I'm like I think Hardy's really fucking good, and I think he would start and be amazing for us. And now I'm watching him at Missouri run for 200 yards, so it's hard. It's hard to process. The only we didn't get outbid. Now hold on. Now, let's qualify this. Were we going to drop that type of money for Zachariah Branch and his brother the way Georgia did? The only person where I'm going to say from what I know, which is I'm not inside Texas or On Three or any of those people. I'm just another fan. But from what I know, the only person that they wanted that they got priced out of was Eric Singleton Jr., who went to Auburn. But look, they've been talking to Branch for a while. The problem with Branch was they wanted money for the brother and the brother to like play. The brother, there's no way his brother was going to play in our secondary. There was no way. That boy would have been fourth string for us at safety. I'm sorry. I know you love your brother and everything, but like there was no way. I agree. Zachariah Branch would have been awesome in this offense, but especially in year 3, older player. He said, "Just drop the bread anyway." Just drop the bread. So lie. We told them, look, they knew they needed a receiver. Look, they said they the problem is we haven't seen Mosley. To be fair, Mosley did end. I mean, look at Alec Ayamanor on Tennessee Titans right now. Stanford had 2 guys, had two legit receivers. Mosley ended last season on a heater. He lit up Louisville for like 3 touchdowns. Problem is, he's injured. It's like the Isaiah Bond thing. He got a soft tissue injury. We haven't seen him. That you can't account for. But now, they knew they needed a receiver from no matter what, they were going to get a receiver because, again, they brought Singleton. Singleton came here on a visit. It wasn't just like the Branch thing where he was like, "Yo, my brother wants some money too and wants to play safety," and we were like, "No, sorry." But when they didn't get Singleton, you guys have to remember the timeline, right? When they didn't get Singleton, what happened? We went into spring ball. The thing is, we didn't have a spring game, so we don't know what they look like. We know what they said that they look like. We know that what they claim they look like behind the scenes, but we don't know. But we knew they did say they were honest. They were honest. They said, "Look, we want to get another starting caliber receiver." They went and got one at Emmett Mosley. Thought that was a very good pickup. There's no way we could have foreseen his health problems. That's not. I don't put that on Sark. That's not their fault. They did go and get another receiver. Now, if you want to say, hey, y'all should have broken the bank for Eric Singleton, That's a different conversation. Now I know they stayed content at running back. They didn't take a like, and I didn't agree with that. And I'm on record. I've been on record. I've been consistent with that. I would have gotten another running back. They didn't want to do it. They went for Max Clare. If you remember, they wanted Max Clare. Max Clare decided to go to Ohio State. They got Jack Andrews, so they filled that. So it's not like they were over. I mean, I think where people are going to look back is, could you have gone and gotten a back, and could you have gone and gotten maybe a left guard, a guard, another guard? Is Jonte Cook lighting it up at Syracuse? He's playing okay. Is he lighting it up? I don't think Jonte's lighting it up. I think that might be hyperbolic. H post. I love you, brother, but we let's. Uh, I hate to do this, but now I'm gonna have to go freaking be the box score guy. You know what? To be fair, I'm not only gonna look at his numbers. Let's look at the game logs. Yeah, no, Jonte's not lighting it up, bro. I mean, come on, man. Come on now. No disrespect, brother, but let's let's this is my brother in Christ. This is not lighting it up. That's not lighting it up, bro. No disrespect to Jonte. I love him. Now, do I think Jonte would have been better here? Sure, because he knew the offense. And he would have been here. Would have like it wouldn't have been. Wouldn't have. I think he's way more polished as a route runner and as a receiver than uh, than Wingo is. Wingo's an athlete right now. But you can work with athletes in college. You just got to let them have the opportunity. Honestly, I think he would take some snaps from Ryan, and then they maybe use Ryan a little bit more like they were using him last year. Yeah, look, lessons learned, man. I mean, because think about it. When Jonte left, his path to the field, or when he got frustrated, his what he was seeing at the time was like he was like, bro, there's no path to the field. Like, you know, I don't know if I'm going to be able to play, blah, blah, blah. But then what happened, right? Isaiah Bond got hurt. Demo was inconsistent, blah, blah, blah. Like all of a sudden, yeah, you could have, you know, done some of those things. Nah, Wingo's a great athlete, but receiving wise, like I'm talking, we're talking about like route running and actual precision. I mean, Wingo struggles with that, brother. Wingo struggles with that. Jonte didn't have that problem. Now Jonte just dropped. You know, obviously he had some. Him and Demo had the drops. Granted, I only saw Jonte drop that one pass against Mississippi State. That was a really bad drop. But yeah, it's just crazy how those opportunities opened up after he crashed out. Like, chill. Chill. New flow's coming. Be patient, brother. Yeah, he would have played in the SEC championship game. Because at that point, Bond was really banged up. It was Matthew Golden, tight ends, all that. Well, Seti, if you talk on his mental too, then yeah. I mean, I heard Simon starting tomorrow. I think that's the case. I think that's the case. I think you're going to see a lot of James Simon, a lot of Jared Gibson, and Christian Clark. But I do think that James. I think Simon is starting tomorrow. I mean, he got starters work last week when they decided once he got in the game. But I think he's going to be the guy. And we got to hope that Trey Wisner's his is a hamstring, I believe. We got to hope he's ready to go. We're going to need Trey in the Florida game. We need Trey Wisner up and running full go in the Florida game. He's too important. He's too critical to our any type of pass game we have out of the backfield. He's the best guy. He's our best running back period right now, and pass pro. Like just all the things that you ask your back to do and expect your back to do at a high level, we're going to need Wisner back by Florida. So I have no problem with them giving them this extra time because the opponent we're playing tomorrow is Basura. But by the time we get to Florida, especially when it's loud and comms are shaky, we're going to need Wisner out there for sure. See, y'all scare me with the 16-wheeler, bro, because when somebody said the OU game is going to look like 2010 Nebraska or the 2011 Nebraska game when Garrett Gilbert was just doing design runs, we can't be that way with Arch. The key is Arch got to wake up, man. Arch got to wake up because I don't unless we find a new combination of linemen that are tougher and don't fall down and are willing to go be attack minded like our defensive line's attack minded, I don't think we can fix that. The way I think they can be obviously can improve, but I don't think we can. It's going to be an outright fix. I think that's just going to be a weakness of ours. I really do. The only thing that can bail us out is Arch, because Arch balling. Because the beaters are there. So if he starts making the throws and making the read and doing what he's supposed to be doing, then we can move the ball. Because up until now, we've been blessed. I said it at the top of this. We are being blessed with the best field position, the best average starting field position I've ever seen as a Texas fan. I can't remember another year where we were starting drives at the 50 damn near every other drive. Like to the point where it's like you guys get 2 first downs, you're in field goal range. 2. And we can't score? That's crazy, bro. So assuming that continues, that trend continues where we're getting just amazing field position. Even our defense, our average starting field position for the defense is 8th in the country. Both sides are top. Field position wise is the best field position we've ever played through 3 games. It's unbelievable. Think about it. Ohio State's offense literally was running their offense out of their end zone for half of that game. They only crossed the 50 twice. And the one time that they started a drive in the middle of the field is when they took that shot to Carnell Tate and hit on Gilbo. The rest of the game, they were literally running out of their end zone. So we'll see. Yeah, no, the run blocking is a problem. It's a problem. They fall down every other play. The all 22 is for the offensive line. The run game is nasty. They're actually not bad in pass pro. Again, they're not bad in pass pro. They're not. Even like go if you look at all they're grade, all of them grade way higher, except for DJ. DJ's kind of even, but the rest of them are grading like Brandon Baker's like an 80 at pass pro and then like a 50 in the run game, and you see it on film. I don't know what Gundy's arrangement is. I thought he was going to get fired after the Oregon game. Yeah, we all see it. Man, it is what it is. Now Gundy's got to be gone. I mean, it's just they didn't. They wanted him not. This is what happens when you want to fire somebody before and you can't, and now you're stuck, and then you end up in this nonsense. No, we can't say that because why the defensive line is totally different. They have the same strength. They have the same S&C coach. It'd be different if both lines of scrimmage were bad. Defensive line's not like that. Look at Ethan Burke. Ethan Burke is not only playing great ball right now, but he's in the best shape I've seen him be in. He doesn't have a freaking beer gut anymore, and it's reflected in his play. Ethan Burke's been a monster this year. Travis Shaw, Hero Canoe, Cole Brevard, Alex January when he's played. I know he's been injured, but when he's played, they've all been fantastic. Murad Watson I thought the last couple weeks he's really come on. Why aren't they having the problem in the defensive line room? That's my question. I know it's a different mentality. I know it's more rotational. I get it. It's not the same job, but I don't know. We just don't have them dogs up front on the line, and I don't. I'm not counting on them going and whenever they need to run the ball in any type of dirty yard situation, they don't get it because they're not tough. 4th and 2, goal line. They got stuffed on the goal, literally stuffed on the goal line by UTEP. Yeah, the pass rush. Um, the pass rush is interesting because they haven't been bad, but they haven't been like I don't know. I don't know. I think that is a good point. The pass rush. I gotta see. We gotta. Honestly, I'm waiting for. Here's the thing. Like Ohio State, for example, it was going to be really difficult to put pressure on Sand because how many downs were we in obvious passing downs where they weren't gonna just throw a screen and just they were so conservative that they literally didn't try to play it. And then whenever they threw the ball in like 1st and 10 max protect play action. I mean, yeah, you're not going to get that much pressure on stuff like that. You're not. Now, some of these other games, do I think we'd be getting more natural pass rush? I don't, I think Florida onward will know. Obviously OU because the quarterback holds the ball when he throws. The OU game will tell us the truth for sure. Because some of these guys, the more they hold the ball, it's more obviously opportunity to. Yeah, I mean, I like to see PK bring more heaters because our strength is the front seven this year. So, for example, like Malachi Nelson last week, right? I mean, they weren't really moving the ball, but were we getting more sacks? I mean, I'm I hear what you guys are saying on the pass rush. I'm just going to hold. For me, this is just my opinion. I'm going to hold on that until I see when we play more traditional passing teams that aren't going to be conservative against us. OU's not going to be conservative against us. They're going to have material and empty, different looks where we will be able to try to get pressure, right? Michigan had opportunities. We'll have opportunities. I just don't know how many opportunities have been there for them to just go and hunt like that. Even like the San Jose State game, I mean, yeah, I thought we would have more natural pass rush, but also they were throwing some of these people were just getting the ball out. Like they're not which also think about it too. If you're only throwing quickly, you've already eliminated half your offense just because you're scared to drop back pass consistently against us. If you're just trying to avoid sacks, then that makes it easier for us to get you off the field too. You know what I mean? Because we're not sending heaters. We're not blitz. We don't really blitz like that. We're not a heavy blitz team. So we'll see. OU is going to empty the clip. Sark is playing script tomorrow. Run left. We play at 7 tomorrow. Samstorm. I don't know what tomorrow again. Their quarterback's coming back, Hunter Watson, but their team is a mess again. They have 65 new players, so I don't. Whatever we do get tomorrow, I think we will be disruptive. I don't know what to expect. I'm judging the defense though, starting with Florida, because Lagway and them like we that's when I'm really looking at the pass rush. I just don't know how many opportunities they've really truly had, including Ohio State. Julian Saint only dropped back 20 times. They only threw the ball. They only had 20 passing attempts. So if somebody's running the ball all the time, how often are you even able to rush the passer if they're only going to throw the ball 20 times? And of those 20, they hit 100 yards passing. So it's like, all right, if you're not going to give me opportunities, so be it. I think Florida's a night game for us, right? No, we don't have a kickoff time yet. It's either 3:30 or 8. So no. I do think this is going to be a stat pack game for the defense. I think tomorrow we should see a non-offensive touchdown. I will be a little disappointed if we don't see a non-offensive touchdown against this type of opponent. These guys are way worse than UTEP and San Jose State were. So I do expect us to get a non-offensive touchdown. Because we got to start we got to think about it, man. If our offense is going to be struggling, we're going to have to be we got to be blocking some kicks, getting some interceptions. Will Niblet house a punt? That'd be nice. Anyway, I'm getting close to dinner time, so I need to go eat. This was fun. The spread is 39. We might not cover. Don't be surprised. I think San Jose State. I think Sam Houston's that bad. I think like Arch could scramble and get like a 50-yard touchdown tomorrow. Like, don't. It's not out of the realm of possible. Also, these guys. Sam Houston is ranked 133rd in pass defense out of 136 FBS teams. The first team they played, I forgot who it was, but whoever. It was the quarterback I think from Western Kentucky. He threw for like 420 on them on Sam Houston. Maverick McIver. He threw for like 400 something. Hey, said it. I wasn't. Hey, you said it, not me. I've always thought that Niblet's pads look like one size too big for whatever reason. Like he doesn't look cold in his pads like he should for somebody that's fast. I feel like his pads are a little too big. I don't know. We have too many swaggerless runners on this team. I need to get them Bijan looking dudes back on. the dudes them dudes look like them dudes that look like they about to cook somebody, yo. They don't even bros. Nibbles. I've been saying this about his pads look like they're just a size too big. Like, bro, you're a large and you're wearing an XL, bro. And it got the loose sleeve hanging off. You don't look like you about to step off, and you can tell. Like Dion said, look good, play good, eat good, die good, eat good, live good, die good. Nobody has good gear on offense. Oh boy, swaggerless. Somebody thinks I'm just pants. We got to start talking to our equipment guys. Yo, we used to have. That's one thing I'm saying, bro. We used to have like again. I can't. I was just spend 30 seconds on this. Vince obviously used to look cold in his pads, but even guys like Shipley, when we had the All Blacks and used to wear the white tape, he looked like a cold ass white receiver. You know what I mean? He looked like he was going to step off. Malcolm Williams used to wear the half joints. Like he looked like he looked like he was a big play receiver. Had the Dickerson face mask. Kyle Porter. Oh man, Kyle Porter was an NPC. Generic. Did Kyle Porter even wear gloves? I feel like he didn't even wear gloves. Just swaggerless. They don't look like Zachariah Branch on Georgia. That brother looked like he about to run away from somebody. Oh my goodness. It's not a coincidence, man. Like, look, A&M got that juice right now. Terry Bussey and Mario Craver look good in their pads. They look fast as shit. One of them got like the one sleeve joint on, the other like the tearaway. Like, man. And then we got people out here rocking the generics. Leona Leifau has been balling. He has been balling. I agree. James Simon does look generic out there, but he played hard. He ran hard. So I give AD Mitchell definitely look cold. Yeah, I'm sorry. I y'all always get me with the uniform stuff, but it matters. It matters. It matters. It matters. If you don't go look at freaking I knew what time it was when I saw North Crowley come out there and I saw that boy Quentin Gibson come out there and he had the one sleeve with the glove with the different gloves on. I was like, oh, that brother looked cold with the visor. Oh my goodness. He looked like he about to step off. Oh, first kickoff. House. Yeah, he's as fast as he looks. Blake Gideon and Earl Thomas. Blake Gideon and Earl Thomas looked amazing in their pads. And they had the visors. The visors matter. I like my DBs with the visors. They had drip. Yeah. Marlon said nobody on offense is wearing a visor. Oh, gosh. All right, last story I'm going to say is this. Did anybody watch the Bills Dolphins game last night? So, like, if you did, you saw that story about Josh Allen because Josh Allen's wearing a visor now because he got hit in the nose in the Jets game. And so he needs to wear it to protect his nose for a while. And he said, they were asking about the visor. He was like, as a matter of fact, I wore a visor every game of college. He's like, I took my visor off when I got to the NFL because I wanted to look humble. I wanted to look humble as a rookie. So I took my visor off. It just never put it back up. This is Josh Allen. Josh Allen was like, yeah, every game in college I wore a visor at Wyoming. Cold. He was like, I took my visor off when I was a rookie. And now that he got it back on, he's like, yo, I feel, trust me. He's like, trust me, I feel good with a visor on. Don't get it twisted. Oh, gosh. Yeah, if you watched the game last night, they told that story. It was hilarious. He was like, I wore a visor every game of college. Our boys out here, man. Whew. Oof. We got to get that swagger going. We got to look the part. Got to look the part. Look good, play good. Play good, eat good. Eat good, live good, die good. I do like, Weisner looks good wearing number 5. And his aesthetic looks good, especially with the added weight. I think Jared Gibson looks okay in his pads. He looks like he looks like a good player when he comes in. Christian Clark is a little small. Nibla's pads are too big. I'm telling you that, and the 21 doesn't help. The 21 with the oversized shoulder pads, it's a he looks like he's gonna get walked down. Like, I don't know what it is. I know he's fast. Lockett looked good in his 7. It's just that we haven't seen these brothers. Like, we haven't seen French. So I have no idea what French looks like. Gibson needs a leg sleeve or something. Right. Oh, gosh. Yo, Amazon Prime did that Tyreek Hill report so filthy. Like, it was just so out of the blue. Like, yeah, it's his jersey. His jersey and his pads are too big. Trust me, I remember guys. I learned this when I played, like from older guys, like that would get small, the smaller shoulder pads with the medium jersey, and then you press it over, and now you look cold. Like, you look. There's a method to this. Don't just get the pads they fucking give you. Get the pads that look good. Some of these guys coming out there with the generics. Don't do that. You will look nasty. You will look like North Dallas 40 in the that movie from like the 80s, bro. Like one of them dudes. You got to get the smaller pads and then get this medium jersey and then pull it over. Now you look. That's what Bijan did. Bijan wore a little smaller pads, had this medium jersey because he was already big. Now he looks like a freaking warrior in his pads. But we ain't got no brothers out there looking like Oh boy. So nobody on offense wears a visor. Wingo doesn't wear a visor. Roy had the visor. You couldn't even see his face. He had the tinted joint. Roy Williams did. I remember anybody that wore number 4 after, even Limas, Dan Buckner. It was a requirement. You had to have the same aesthetic. You had to have sleeves like Dan Buckner, all sleeves when he was here. Anyway, I could talk about this stuff all day. I'm sorry, guys. Nobody's wearing a visor. No wonder we can't score. Y'all got to look like playmakers, man. You got to look the part. Look at CeeDee Lamb. All the guys in the league. Oh, he does have a visor? Okay. I don't know. It felt like Wingo looked oddly. Wingo looked better wearing 5 than he does 1. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Now I'm reaching. I don't know. I don't know. But I agree. Whoever said A.D. Mitchell earlier, A.D. Mitchell looked good. Is Matthew Golden? Matthew Golden wore that too. Matthew Golden looked like a wide receiver 1 in his outfit in his. I like Matthew Golden wearing number 2. His body, everything fit correct. Like the aesthetic, he looked good in his pads. He looked like he was about to step off on somebody. Like if you didn't know anything about Texas, you'd be like, "Yo, somebody better check number 2." He looked like he cold. He looked like he about to take off. So, all right, y'all. It's free to show love. Hit the like button, subscribe, the whole bit. I love you guys. I'll be on tomorrow, late night. I'll have my Bleacher Report show first. That's the 30-minute show that we do right after the game. And then not too much longer because it'll already be pretty late. Not too much longer. I'll go on with Tran. And yeah, do this. Get to do this again tomorrow night. I appreciate y'all. Remember, horns always up. Hook 'em.